Hello, Curiosity Crew. Welcome to Project Wise After Hours. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Corey.
And in today's activity, we are going to be making our own robotic hand out of cardboard and string. Now, who's ready to wise up?
This experiment relates to the field of bioengineering, which focuses on innovating ways to help sick and injured people and people born with various needs. We might do anything from creating medical equipment, researching life-threatening diseases, and designing artificial limbs. Bioengineers are in the business of accessibility and helping people live their lives to the fullest.
Here at Clemson, bioengineering is part of the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Sciences, and our home base is Rhodes Research Center. Both Corey and I have spent a lot of time here as bioengineers.
Now it's time to get started. For this experiment, we'll need a large piece of cardboard, a box cutter, scissors, a pencil, bendy straws, a ruler, hot glue, and a hot glue gun, and some string. Please note that a box cutter and hot glue gun are items that can cause significant injury, so be sure you have a parent or guardian's permission before beginning. Even more so, always ask for help if you're unsure. Alrighty crew, time to get started.
We're going to start off by picking which side of the body we want to have our robotic hand on, right or left.
In this video, we're going to make our right hand. The first step is going to be to trace a series of shapes on your cardboard.
So use your pen or pencil to trace on the cardboard from your elbow all the way around your fingers and then to the other side of your elbow, leaving some extra space around. Make an extra bump about 2 inches away from your elbow so that this section is about 1 inch wider on either side.
You'll also want to cut a small rectangle from your cardboard, which will make about the same width as this extra wide section of your trace arm. And ours is about 4 inches wide and 3 inches tall.
Lastly, cut 6 long strips, each about 1 inch wide and the length from your wrist to your elbow.
Once you have all of these drawn, you can go ahead and cut them out. At this point, it's a good idea to get your hot glue gun heating up. Be careful and only use under supervision. Alright, now let's work with our hand piece. So using your ruler, you want to bend the cardboard where your knuckles would be. So that'll be 3 bends for each finger and 2 bends for your thumb. Just kind of press and bend up. Alright, so this is what you're going to look like when you're done with those fingers able to bend.
Alright, very nice. Now we're going to cut up our straws. So you'll want to end up with 3 different size pieces. 20 small pieces, which are these, about 1/2 inch. And then we'll have 4 of the bendy section, which you can see here, we just cut on either side of the bendy section. Here I go dropping it. And then we're going to have our 4 longer pieces, which will be about 2 inches each. So here I'm going to take my bendy section and Corey's going to grab the scissors, and I'll just kind of show you an example one. So these straws like to go everywhere, so you be careful. But let's see, I'll cut about 3 at the top. Oh, there they go flying.
Look at those later.
The 1/2 inch sections, just shooting them across the room. Oop. And then here's the bendy section. Oop. And then I could probably get about 3 more out of this last bit of the straw, and this is for our longer pieces.
At this point, we're going to go ahead and hot glue each of the 20 small pieces into the spaces between knuckles, 4 per finger, and we're going to have 2 on our thumb here. We'll get those dots of hot glue. Caitlin's going to help put those on. We're going to work together and lightly push those on. Alright, so here's our finished product after we've glued everything on. As you can see, our 4 longer pieces were glued towards the bottom middle of the palm, 1 per finger.
Alright, so now let's grab our box cutter. This is where you may want to pause and ask for help from your parent or guardian. And always be sure you use your hot glue gun and box cutter under adult supervision. So we're going to use this to safely poke a hole just under the bottom bend of the thumb, which will be right about here. And we'll poke one of the bendy straw pieces through that hole and hot glue it on either side to secure.
Alright, so like we talked about, we're going to glue that bendy piece down. On the front side, we glued it going upward, and on the back side, we bent it down.
Alright, and now we're going to grab our big rectangular piece. So we actually traced an H shape on this piece with a really long inside, so it needs to have enough room for your hand to fit. And then we are going to use the scissors to cut out the H.
All right, so now we have this cut out, and we've used the same trick that we used to make our finger bends to bend the sides of these H's up like little legs. So on the very top of these 4 legs, we're gonna put some hot glue. That way we can stick it down on the wide portion of our cardboard arm on the side with all the straws facing up. So on the front side, we're gonna hot glue them.
Alrighty, so now we'll turn our arm back over and glue 3 more straw pieces along the edge of the cardboard, lined up with the straw piece that's already there. We'll use 2 more short pieces and then 1 bendy one at the bottom. So right now, Corey's adding the glue dots. And the bendy straw at the bottom should be positioned about opposite of where our H piece went.
All right, Curiosity Crew, this is the end of the steps for our experiment. The last thing that you can do, as always, is do a little decorating to make your design yours.
So now we are going to use our scissors to cut 5 pieces of string, about 1.5 feet long, but this will depend on how long your arm is and how long your hand is. We will thread each of these up the line of each finger, tie a knot at the top, then tie a loop at the bottom, big enough for your actual finger to fit.
So for your thumb, the string is going to be a little bit different. We're going to start by threading it through here, flipping around to the back, and looping through all of these straws.
So our last step is going to be to hot glue each of the long rectangles on top of each other, then hot glue the super rectangle to the back of our cardboard hand for support. Alright, and we've decided that we only need 4 of these cardboard strips to make ours. And as I said before, we're going to then glue the super cardboard block onto the back of our robotic hand. Alright, so in this experiment, we've made our own model of a hand out of cardboard and string. As you investigate what your new arm can do, waggle your own fingers, then try it with your robotic arm. Take a look at the movement of the strings. They actually represent what's going on in your body right now. The strings represent your tendons, and the cardboard is your bone. The straw pieces act as little tunnels to represent your tendon sheets, and these same systems are at work deep under your skin to help you run, dance, swim, and just plain move.
So as bioengineers, we work a lot with the human body, and we have to know just how it works. Some of our work may involve even creating prosthetic or robotic arms just like these.
We're so glad you could join us for this episode of Project Wise After Hours. We hope you enjoyed this project, and we'll see you next time. Until then, keep exploring!